the black grouse.
My name is David Bizer, and I work for a startup accelerator called HackFwd. It's based in Germany, but we operate throughout Europe, and I handle everything that's talent related. So identification of talent, evaluation of talent, building a community that supports our startups, working on a curriculum that helps the startups develop, and all sorts of things involved in running an accelerator because we're a really small team. We've only been running for a little less than 2 years now. We've made 12 investments, and some of them are still brand new. There's two with very high potential at this point in time. They're also some of the furthest along in the program. One of them is called Fantasy Shopper, and Fantasy Shopper is a game for girls and women, let's say mostly girls and women from, I'd say, 12 to 25, 30 years old. And what they're able to do is basically online shopping, but purchasing the items with virtual currency, putting them in a virtual wardrobe, making outfits, entering contests, sharing them with their friends. And you might say, why would anyone want to do this? I don't know, but there's a huge population of people that actually are doing it and love doing it and spend hours and hours. The second company is called YieldKit, and that company is based in Germany. It's an advertising model, advertising and affiliate marketing, let's say. So what the technology does is it allows you to convert any product name or product keyword on a website into an affiliate link. So if you see MacBook on the web page, the technology can convert that keyword into an affiliate link, take you to a store, allow you to buy that, and then the company collects a commission. It's a difficult business to identify talent, and it really depends what you're looking for. So in terms of startups, we're looking for people that have a very clear vision in terms of the type of product and the type of business that they want to build, and they can really think through that and see out into the future what this should look like. And behind that, they're extremely passionate about it, committed to it, dedicated to it. But next to that, we also look for real technical competence. So we actually specialize in locating great software developers who want to build something really, really cool and bring it to market. So we look at technical skills, we look at a lot of soft skills in terms of passion, motivation, determination, resilience, because it's going to be hard. Entrepreneurship in Europe still isn't the norm. It's not necessarily accepted culturally as an option for today's university graduates. And the culture or the educational systems push people into standard, traditional workplaces. And that's really the fundamental issue that we have, is that from the early stages in people's education process, they're not encouraged to go out and make something of their own. And that's why there probably isn't enough talent in that field, enough opportunity to identify these types of individuals for all of the programs that exist. And I think that's where the difficulty is going to lie, that if the programs can't differentiate themselves, they're not going to be able to attract the talent. Everybody talks all the time about Skype, but you need many, many Skypes to create a lasting ecosystem, because it's those people who've been successful that will then put back in. And that's why there's so much activity in Silicon Valley, because there's a lot of success that's been had there, and those people are all giving back into that ecosystem. Whereas you go to Paris or Berlin or Lisbon, and the population available to give into that ecosystem is very, very small. You need to be extremely motivated and extremely determined to build something great and do whatever it takes. And sometimes that means you might have to move somewhere else. It's not impossible to build a business in any of the cities in Europe, but it would help greatly to encourage more people, especially young people, to consider entrepreneurship as an option, especially because the younger you are, the easier it is. History shows that some of the greatest companies have been built in times of crisis. So that's something positive for the environment that we're in today. And I think that when people are struggling and people can't find jobs, that actually they turn towards doing something for themselves. And I think that's a positive thing. What I do think is that things are changing quickly and will continue to change quickly. And we've seen that in so many different ways just in our own lifetimes, that population is growing faster, technology is changing faster. So yes, I think that things are going to change. And I think the way things are going to change is that the world in a sense is going to get smaller because it's going to be easier to communicate with anyone, anywhere, anytime. I think the financial systems will change. So I think we're in for a very, very interesting ride over the next couple of years, but I think that there's enough smart people around to make a difference, and that we'll come out of it different, but we'll come out of it better. If you generalize, which is always dangerous, but if you look at the literature, especially about Generation Y, a lot was given to Generation Y, and they didn't have to work very hard for it, and so they're still expecting that in some way. But if for some reason you're not given what you want, then you need to go out and get what you want. And that just means figuring out what it's going to take. I think people give up too easily and say, these are hard times, there's nothing for me. But there's always work to be done. There's always work to be done, and sometimes you have to take a step back before you can take a step forward. But the people who really want it, who are really, really hungry, they're going to get it.